Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Now let us learn about the area of a rectangle. Now this is the formal method to find the area of a rectangle. Okay, why about rectangle we are learning? If you see commonly a farmland or a swimming pool or a building or any room that you see, mostly length and breadth is what you deal with. Most of the shapes that you are dealing with, they are either rectangular or they are square in shape. If we are talking about the land area, if you are talking about the rooms, etc. So rectangle is a very common shape that you see all around you. Okay, so let us see what is the formula to find the area of a rectangle. Area of a rectangle means that you are finding everything that is going to come in between these four line segments. Okay, so everything that you see that is shaded here, it is called the area of this particular rectangle. We know that rectangle is basically made up of lengths and breadths together. So if we times the length with the breadth, the answer that we get is the area for that particular rectangle. Let us do example to make this clear. It says find the area of a rectangle whose length and breadth are 20 centimeter and 12 centimeter respectively. So in order to find the area, let us write down length of the rectangle is equal to 20 centimeters. Then we have got breadth of the rectangle, it is equal to 12 centimeters, right? Now we are finding the area. Area of rectangle is equal to length times breadth. Okay, now what is length given to us? It is 20 centimeters times by 12 centimeters. Now look at this carefully. We are going to times it taking care of the units that is given, centimeter and centimeter. So 2 times 12 is 24. So 20 times 12 is 240 centimeters square, or you can write it as 240 square centimeters. I hope this makes sense how we have written down the answer. Here you can see that we have written down all the steps in order to find the area of the rectangle. Moving forward in the lesson, we might directly work with the formula directly. Okay, so it says what will be the length of the rectangle if the breadth is given and the area is given to us. Okay, so let us see how we can find this. Clearly what we are given is area. Okay, area of rectangle is given to us, that is 48 squared meter. I hope this is clear. It is 48 square meter. That means whichever plot we are talking about here, this has got its length and breadth in meters. Okay. Now, what do we need? We need to find the length. We are also given that the breadth of the rectangle is 6 meters. So you see, the length and breadth, they are just written in meters. However, the area is always written in square meters. Okay. Now, how can we find the length? Let us see. We know the formula of area as area of rectangle is equal to length times by the breadth, right? Do we know the area? Yes, it is 48. Do we know the length? No. Let us write L here. Do we know the breadth? Yes, it is 6. So let us write 6. Let us solve this. So this implies length is equal to 48 divided by 6. I hope this is clear. Why I have written 48 divided by 6? It is because the 48 is on the left hand side and 6 is on the right hand side. And if we take a particular number from one side of this equals to sign in an equation to the other side, it goes into division if it is given with the operation of multiplication. So we do 48 divided by 6. So it is 8. And this answer, because we are finding the length, so it will be only in meters. Clear? how we are working with area in square meters or square unit, any unit it could be. And when we are talking about breadth and length, these are always going to be in a single unit of meter. Okay, let us try another question. It says, what will be the breadth of the rectangle if its length is given and area is given? So I'm directly writing it here. Area of rectangle is equal to length times by the breadth. So area is given to us as 81 square meters. This is equal to length is given as 8 meters and breadth is not given. So let us keep it B. This implies that B, that is breadth, is equal to 81 divided by 8. So if we divide 81 by 8, the answer comes out to be 10.125, and this answer is in meters. Okay, moving to the next topic here. I hope we are clear how to find the area of a rectangle, and also I hope we are clear how to find their lengths or breadths when area is given. Let us now learn about square. As we say that rectangle is a very common shape that you see all around you. Similarly, square is also a very similar shape, very common to see all around you. So let us see what is the formula to use that we can calculate the area of square with. So it says area of a square is a region covered by the boundary. What is the boundary of a square? Okay. So area of square is basically side times by side. Why it is side times by side? Because all the sides of a square, they are all equal to each other, right? So instead of writing length times by breadth, because here length is also same in length, so we are representing it say by side S, and here breadth is also of the same length, so let us represent it by side S. So we can write instead of length times by breadth, we are writing side times by side, though the two things are very same. Okay, so you can either write it side times by side or you can write it side squared. Okay, now let us see here. It says calculate the area of a square whose side is given to you as 13 centimeter. So if suppose this is a square with 13 centimeter one side, so this one will also be 13 centimeter. Let us find its area. So area of a square, we know the formula, it is side multiplied by the side. What is the side given? It is 13 centimeter. Times it by 13 centimeter, right? And if we times 13 by 13, the answer is 169 centimeter squared. I hope this is clear how we have calculated the area of a square. Right, now one thing more I would like to tell you here. As we have written centimeter squared, instead of this you can also write 169 squared centimeter. Okay, both the answers are correct and same. Now let us do here. It says find the area of a rectangle whose length and breadth are 12 centimeters and 4 centimeters respectively. So this is a rectangle, okay, and we are given the length as 12 centimeter and we are given the breadth as 4 centimeter. Simple question. So it is a rectangle. Let us use the formula to find the area of a rectangle. So area of a rectangle is given by length times by breadth. Here area we need to find, let us just denote it by A. It is equal to 12 times by 4 and both these numbers are given in centimeters. So it is centimeters times by centimeters, so it is centimeter squared. Now what is 12 times 4? It is 48 centimeter squared. This is our answer. Clear? The next one, it says find the area of a square plot with the side 8 meters. So here the unit is in meters, and because this is a square, all the 4 sides will be 8. That is, they are all going to be equal. Okay. So let us find what is the area of a square. Area of a square is written as side multiplied by side, or we can write area of square is side squared. This is equal to, we can write it as 8 squared, and this is in meter squared. Okay, because it is meter times by the meter. So what is 8 times by 8 is 64 meter squared. Clear? Moving ahead to the next question. It says area of a rectangular piece. So here we have got a rectangle. It has got the area given to us. So area of the rectangular cardboard is 36 square centimeter. Okay, we are given the length is in centimeters, that is 9 centimeter. We are required to find the width of this particular cardboard. Width or breadth, they are both the same words. Okay, so same thing is denoted by either you write width or you write breadth. So area of, I'm denoting area by a capital A. This equals length times by the breadth. So do we know the area? Yes, it is 36. Do we know the length? Yes, it is 9. Do we know the breadth? No, that is what we need to find. So this implies breadth is equals to 36 divided by 9 and the answer is 4 centimeters. I hope this is clear how we have calculated this as 4 centimeters, and because it is the breadth, so it is just in centimeters, not centimeters squared. This needs to be very much clear that where you can write centimeter square and where you have to write just in meter or centimeter itself. Now the question says Bob wants to cover the floor of a room 3 meter wide and 4 meter long by square tiles. So I hope you have understood this much part. Say this is the room. In this particular room he's going to put some tiles. And what type of tiles he's using? These tiles, I'll just put with the other color. Okay, so on this particular on this particular floor, he wants to put certain tiles. So the tiles that he is willing to put, they are going to be square tiles. Okay, so let me just make some squares here. Okay, so just imagine these squares are equal in shape. Okay, so here it says if each square tile is of side. So now all these small tiles that you see, this little square that you see, we have got its side, right? This particular tile, it measures 0.5 meters. Okay, so because it's a square tile, so it is 0.5, 0.5 here, 0.5 here. All the sides are 0.5. We need to find how many tiles will be required to lay down on this rectangular floor. Now look at this carefully. Here we are given Bob wants to cover the floor of a room 3 meters wide and 4 meters long. So what is 4? It is this length. That is the floor length. So it is 4 meters. What is the width given? This particular side, that is breadth, or we call it width. It is 3 meters. Okay. So now let's write down what is the area of the floor. Okay. So this is the area of the floor of the given room. So it is length times by the breadth, because it is rectangular, right? So length is given as 4 and breadth is given as 3. And because we are calculating area which is in meters, it is given. So it is meters squared. So the answer is 12 meters squared. Now how many tiles we are going to put is going to answer by getting the area of the tile itself. So let us find the area of squared tile. So the tile that we have got, it is squared in shape. So we are going to find its area by finding side times by side. So this is equal to 0.5 multiplied by 0.5. I hope till here it is clear. And because it is area, we are going to do it meters squared. So 0.5 times by 0.5 is 0.25 meters squared. Now let us find out how many tiles are required. This is the question. We need to find the number of tiles required to cover the floor. How can we do this? Let us write it down. Number of tiles required is equal to, we are going to divide the area of floor by the area of tile. Okay, let me write this as capital A and this as small a. So we are dividing the capital A, that is the area of floor, by the small a, that is area of each and every tile. Okay, so that is 12 divided by 0.25. And because now what we are answering is basically a number of tiles that we need. So number is just a number, it has got no unit with it. Okay, so if you divide 12 by 0.25, the answer is 48. So how many tiles are required? 48 tiles are required. Okay, Let's just quickly go back and see what we did. First of all, we calculated the floor, the complete rectangular floor. Then we calculated, after calculating its area, we calculated the area of each and every small tile, okay? And we were given the measurement of this tile as 0.5 meters on each side because it's a square, so all the sides are equal. So we get the area of this tile as well. Then in order to find the number of tiles required, we divide the complete floor by the size of each tile, okay? And because both these numbers were in meters squared, so meter squared is cancelled by meter squared and the answer comes out to be 48. And because this is the number of tiles, so it has got no units. Okay, it's very important that when you're working with the lesson of mensuration, you are extra careful with the units because it might take half of your marks away, okay, if you're going wrong. Okay, so let us do again this question. It says find the area in square meters. So we are given here, it is in square meters in which we need to find the answer. Okay, and we are given the piece of cloth is 1 meter and 25 centimeters. This is width and it is 2 meters long. So it is a rectangular cloth that we have got, right? And the length of this cloth is 2 meters here, and the width of this cloth is 1 meter and 25 centimeters. So 1 meter 25 centimeter. I hope you do remember that in 1 meter we have got how many centimeters? It is 100 centimeters. So if it is 1 centimeter, then how many meters are there? It is 1 over 100 meters, right? So now if instead of 1 centimeter we have got 25 centimeters, so how many meters it will be? It will be 25 over 100 meters. I hope you know how to write a fraction into decimal. So 25 over 100 is 0.25 meters. Okay, so let us write down here that length is equal to 2 meters and width is equal to, because it is 1 meter and 25 centimeters, so it is 1.25 meters. I hope it is clear how we have converted the answer, both these given values, these measurements into meter, because the question says itself that make sure that you answer the area in square meters. Very important to read the questions carefully. Now, let us find the area. Area of a rectangle is length times by the breadth. So, what is the length? It is 2. What is the width? It is 1.25. Again, I'm saying you can write either L times B or L times W. It's the same thing. Okay. Now, this is the area which is going to come as in meters squared, or we can call it square meters. So, 2 times by 1.25 gives 2.5 as the answer, and this is in meter squared, or we can write this as 2.5 square meters. Clear?